Maniacs.
To this week's Mayhem.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Jay.
And we're here to talk about Disney.
Specifically the parks and kind of what happened this weekend at D23 Brazil.
We got some pretty exciting news about rides. For reference, we are in Florida, so we are about 2 hours away from Orlando, so Walt Disney is where we typically go.
It's
Walt Disney World.
We will travel
We
to
don't
the
personally
Disneys.
know Walt Disney.
No, I wish we did.
But not only did Walt Disney World get news, but so did Disneyland over in California and Disney California Adventure. Given we don't know quite the range and aspects of those parks, but we'll still go over what we know as well with you guys.
We got updates on parts of the parks like villains, cars, monsters, and superheroes.
Yes.
Which is kind of exciting to hear and kind of excited to see what they're going to do. We didn't get any information, though, on where Monsters, Inc. is going to be, which area it's going to be taken out.
Everyone's assuming it's going to be in Hollywood Studios, where Muppets is, but it hasn't been fully announced yet.
The Animators Center. Animating Center? Yeah, it's one of those two that are up for grabs for where this land's going to be. But we'll kind of see. We definitely got a little bit more information on Villains Park, which is very exciting to know, to get a little bit more of the darker side of Disney.
Well, that's what the part you've been excited for. They've been announcing and teasing Disney villains for years now. They finally announced that they're going to do a whole new land of it in Disney World, in Magic Kingdom specifically. Where exactly they're putting it, we have assumed, but don't quite have an exact location yet. But they did announce all the villains that are going to be in there, which is quite exciting.
They did. Do you want to kind of go over some of the villains that they're going to be featuring?
So we can go through. Shall we name the movies they're from as well, or just the villains themselves?
It's up to you. We can kind of do both. I mean, I think most people know where these villains come from as soon as they hear the name.
Assuming it's rude.
We can go over it as well. Let's go through
Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland. You have Jafar, Aladdin. You have Evil Queen. It's going to be both her and the evil version of herself with an apple. From Snow White. You have Maleficent and her dragon, or dragon form from Sleeping Beauty.
Lady Tremaine
from Cinderella. You have Cruella
from
101 Dalmatians, or 2, depending on your favorite.
Yes.
You have Yzma
from Emperor's New Groove. Which
hopefully we get Kronk with her.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see her.
Yes, that's going to be a fun one. Then you have Hook.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's from. Peter Pan. Gaston, Beauty and the Beast, one of my favorites.
Of course.
Your Chernabog from Fantasia. And Mother Gothel from Rapunzel and Tangled, which is top tier for me as well. Ursula, Little Mermaid, and Hades from Hercules.
Which I'm excited for bringing him back. Give him a little bit more credit. Love Hades. Hopefully we see Pain and Panic. I hope we see his minions get a little bit more merch.
Gotta love
Pain and Panic.
Oh, yes. I thought it seemed kind of nifty.
There are a couple villains that we did see that they're leaving out, and we're kind of wondering why and what Disney's going to do with them.
Given you have a lot of villains in a lot of movies, I mean, you have some that aren't very well known, and you have others that are. One that we were really upset about was Dr. Facilier from
Princess and the Frog.
Thank you. I'm saying Beauty and the Frog.
I mean, she is a beauty. She is an Tiana is a beauty.
But yeah, he was one that we were really sad about because he's left out of the Tiana's Ride Bayou Adventure that took over Splash Mountain, which we got to ride finally. Very fun.
Yes.
And actually, Disneyland's going to have theirs opening, I think, on the 14th this week?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it is
they get to have
relatively soon.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
Go California.
Basically, Splash Mountain got reimagined both, which I feel like it needed an update. I know a lot of people are a little bitter about Splash Mountain getting replaced, but I feel like it was a good, for an uplift, a new face of it, I think it was really good.
Of course.
But other ones we're sad about are...
I mean, they left out Scar.
Yeah.
I know they have his new movie coming out soon, or Mufasa coming out. And it's basic, focusing on Scar and his backstory as well. And they're not seeing him as a villain, but he is a villain.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what redemption arc they do for him, he's still classified as one of the original villains. Lion King, you know who the villain is Scar, and it's kind of sad that they're not going to, unless he's going to be added later. I don't know, but that one's another one that I'm pretty sad.
Hope so.
Then you have other ones like you have Tarzan, you have Clayton from Tarzan, and then you have Radcliffe from Pocahontas, which there's a lot of controversy over the Pocahontas situation. You only see her through the parks, like in Animal Kingdom. That's pretty much all you really see of her.
Sporadic. You don't get to see her very often.
You see Miko more than you see Pocahontas, which I'm fine with. But those are kind of the ones that we can name off the top of our heads. But I get not having room for all of them. They're basically going to involve shows, rides, and dining areas.
I was going to say, hopefully some awesome new sweet treats. Hopefully we get some really cool new foods.
The merch for that's going to be really cool. When they release all the villains merch.
That's what I'm mostly excited for.
That's going to be definitely a top tier.
Hades ears. That's what I'm looking for.
Would it be, and they've done it where they release the ears with his hair.
Oh, I know, but I want something more.
Yeah.
Even if it's just the original villains, if it's all of them on one, I would love that.
Which they recently started doing that in some of the merch. You actually have a bag that has all of them on there, including Yzma. Yzma's not one that's not typically.
No.
It'd be cool if they do something with like the potion, and I will dress up as a llama if that is a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, it will happen. It will happen.
But it's definitely going to be a very cool experience. I think that I'm happy. I know they announced that they would probably do it as like a whole nother park. I'm kind of happy they're doing it as a land.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Magic, they've done a few updates to it, but it needs a new area that's just going to compete and not going to take an entire like park area.
I also feel like there's not enough room right now at all for them to like build a big basis of villains if they're going to be adding everything else, down the line. They need to keep some room for in.
Well, they also in Disney World or in Magic Kingdom, you have Fantasyland, which is essentially that fairy tale thing. So adding the aspect of the villains, I feel like is a really is a really good connection to it instead of just making its own park. It's not. I feel like if they added other concepts to the park, that'd be pretty cool. But I think just adding land is a smart idea. Which is what they've gone back and forth about.
I'm hoping for an Yzma, her potion bottle. I think some really cool merch about that would be really cool.
The merch with anything of that would be cool.
Some other new experiences that we found out about is the Cars experience. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, they finally released what it's going to be like visual-wise. Because, I mean, in Disneyland, they have the Cars ride. That's really cool. Yeah. And we still have the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Which, thank you for updating her because she needs it.
Yes,
she needs it.
Well, that's staying. They're adding cars. Yeah, apparently they're keeping.
So where are they going to put the cars?
It's supposed to be where the water is, where the rivers of that river that's supposed to have the boat ride. That's apparently where they're saying it's most likely going to be.
That would be really cool for that to be a centerpiece.
Yeah, they're saying Tomorrowland Speedway is going to be still there as far as I know.
Yeah.
And then you have Monsters Inc., which still don't have the location.
No, I know that's between the two locations. We have the Muppet Land. Which,
Bye-bye, Muppets.
I know. As much as everybody loves the Muppets, I'm also kind of...
Well, they don't want to update any of it. So it's like either update it to new things with the Muppets or add something new, which is what they're hopefully doing. We don't know for sure yet. But that'll be pretty cool.
Seeing and then a giant Sully.
I love Sully. Monsters Inc. is one of my favorites. Well, they announced that it's going to be like the Doors roller coaster ride, or it's going to be like that kind of a ride, which will be really cool
to see. That'd be cool to ride. I'm excited to ride that.
Well, I like that in Hollywood Studios they're adding it as like the studio, so they're doing the different franchises in there, which is really smart. And if they add in more aspects of Pixar, like they do with Toy Story Land, which I absolutely love Toy Story Land. Yeah. The whole details behind it, I feel like the details they added in Toy Story Land, they can do so many of those details in Monsters.
Speaking of details, though, Encanto.
Encanto would be pretty. When they're doing Animal Kingdom.
A lot of detail.
Well, it's Dino Land, which I'm really sad because Dinosaur is one of my favorite rides.
Kind of glad to see you go. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so many people love that one. Yeah, your entire body. If you need a good back pop, just go on Dinosaur and just stretch it right out. Well, that's going to be taken over by Indiana Jones. That's going to be the indoor roller coaster or whatever type coaster ride if they're doing of that. And then, because apparently the one that they have in Disneyland is comparable to like how dinosaurs laid out. They can just kind of re-image it pretty easily.
Yeah.
But Encanto would also be in that same area because it's supposed to be the whole like fill of the outdoor. I don't know if I specifically say Amazon, but that
bringing the magic like they have in the house around would be really cool. I'm excited to see
that.
The
interactive be a ride too.
Yeah, the interactiveness about Encanto would be really cool to see and bring to life.
Yeah, I think that they can do a lot with the detail, and I have plenty of area over there to do it too. Like how when they added Avatar, that's really cool. What they could do with seeing how they did the aspects of Avatar being so eccentric with all the creatures and plant life, I feel like them doing something on stuff we actually have.
As long as they don't spend all of the money and all of the budget on one animatronic, please.
It just sings to ya. It's a cool little boat ride.
It's beautiful. It's really cool, but could have used that money somewhere.
They said don't tell us what to do. That's essentially what they're going with. They're like, we're going to do what we want to do. So, talking about Disneyland.
Yeah, Tiana's opens up November 15th. This week, so that's kind of exciting.
Curious if it's going to stay to the same as what ours in Disney World got changed to.
Do you think they're going to be making the gumbo too, finding the recipe?
Probably. I don't see them changing that one. I feel like it's going to pretty much stay the same concept. I feel like that was probably the easiest to like overdo Splash Mountain, which is sad. But everyone's missed Splash Mountain, but I do think for the upgrading they did better.
Yeah, I like the nuances that they left, the little TNT.
Yeah, they did still leave some of the things there.
Yeah.
They definitely left still the Easter eggs of the old and new, and I think it's a good idea just to redo. I like that they have Madame Odie. I like that Tiana's in there. I like that they have all the other characters. The end scene when you go into the final lap is really pretty.
It's so pretty. The flowers opening.
Yeah,
up and all the colors and the lights. It kind of reminds me of Coco too. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do with Coco as well.
They have a lot of options with Coco. I mean, they have not only it going into the whole Day of the Dead situation where that's already super pretty with the color scheme, but they also have the option to go into with the blacklight stuff, how they do with the dog and the how they have all the different creatures and how their designs. They just have a whole world with Coco do it, which is ironic that I say how supportive, because Coco is one of my least favorite movies.
Oh yeah, it's not one of, I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but it is not one of that I would watch often. I think it's mostly just because I cry like a baby every time I watch it. But,
I also cry like a baby in game, but I still watch that more than I probably should.
I know. They're also getting the Avengers expansion as well, which I'm excited to see.
Because they have the Avengers campus. Might as well keep adding to it.
Might as well.
They're very lucky over there.
Super jealous.
Basically, they get they get a new ride. They get some new added things to it. But they have 2 new, I think, rides that are getting added over there. So that's pretty exciting.
That's exciting.
As far as it, I think in D23, they showed a still of Thanos. And that was already cool enough as it is. And then as they keep expanding, they have different areas around the world that they keep changing the rides to, which would be pretty fun. I know we have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot, which is one of our favorite rides.
Yes, definitely.
But it's kind of sad that's the only thing that we have as far as Marvel goes. When we have such a big thing of we have a lot of Avatar, which we'll touch on in a second. But we have a lot of Avatar in our area, which is fantastic. We do have some unique areas.
It's beautiful, but
everyone else is getting the cool stuff and we're not.
I know. Bring it to Disney World, please. I mean, even their version of Smuggler's Run, they're getting. I'm jealous.
So they're going to get a new version of Smuggler's Run. I believe it's going to involve Mando and Grogu, which will be pretty cool. So I think they're going to keep the old simulation and have a new simulation, kind of like how they do in Star Tours, where there's different types of screens that you get on that too.
That'd be cool.
So I think that'll be a good, because Smuggler's Run is a very cool concept ride.
Yes.
I do feel like it kind of needs a different thing each. I know you get to drive things different times, so I feel like getting new scenery would be a really good addition, which is what I guess they've already thought of, and they're like, we're gonna do it.
I mean, especially because if you think about it, you have Mandalorian and Grogu that's coming out, the movie itself. They're stopping this season for show, and now they're going straight to movies. So getting the movie and then also getting that part of that land. I mean, we might have to go to California and experience this.
Darn.
Oh no.
Got Anaheim. We'll be there in a second. But I do think that is definitely a good addition. I love Flight of Passage. That's a very fun ride. The Avatar area in Animal Kingdom was an amazing addition.
Yeah.
And so now with the new version that came out, they're adding that over into Disneyland, California. They're going to add Avatar World over there. So that'll be pretty cool that they're going to get that.
It's exciting to see what they're going to do and how they're going to, place the Sky Rocks how they did with ours. I mean, do you think they're going to do a Banshee ride with them too?
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually, I know they touched on what rides they're going to be, but I think it's more based on the fire and water aspect of it more so. They're changing it to go towards the second movie.
Ooh, that'd be very
so if they keep
interesting.
that, if they add to that, maybe they'll add more as the next movies come out. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that'll be pretty cool with the addition there.
It's I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be interesting. I think it's cool that the way that they're expanding all the parks, I think is really cool. You have Shanghai, you have Hong Kong, you have Tokyo Seas, you have Disneyland Paris. I think that all of the rides around the world that they've been adding are really cool. I definitely think the Zootopia Land. I'm so jealous of that one. And then
so jealous.
I know Frozen is super hyped up, but I genuinely think adding Arendelle was a genius idea for them, and that in seeing the pictures of how people posted that area, it's just so pretty.
It is beautiful. What's your dream park? If you go to any Disneyland or Disney World, Disney themed park, which one would you want to go to?
That's really difficult because there's new aspects of all of them that I really like. If there is one ride I could go on.
Yes, tell me what ride.
Favorite, okay, I'll do park. And then I'll say favorite ride of Dream Ride. I think favorite park, it's so silly because everyone hates on it, but I would love to see Disneyland Paris because I want to go underneath the castle and see the dragon.
Oh.
That would be really cool.
That's such a niche, and no one really would ever would think about that. That's actually a good one.
I think Disneyland Paris would be a unique one to go. I know it's not the most hyped. Shanghai is the newest one, so that would be
cool.
Awesome to see.
But then you have Disney Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo Seas is cool. But and that's the thing. All the other parks are getting the new big expansions. I guess we're going to be getting Villains Land, so I really can't judge.
I want the alien mochi. I know it sounds so stupid, but I just want to eat the food.
Everyone says it's so
Tokyo
good.
Sea.
You know what snack everyone hates on that it's funny, but you want to try it because it's so funny to the movie. In Zootopia, they have the popsicles.
Yes,
but they're not actual popsicles. They're like a
Oh yeah, they're like a cake pop.
Yeah, they're like a cake pop almost. But the fact that they're humongous, I just be like, look what I got, and it's bigger than my entire head.
I'm taking this home.
Favorite ride though, I would love to see the new superhero rides, but I hate to say it, but the design and how pretty it looks is the new Tangle ride.
Oh.
And the last part where they have all the lanterns, it's so pretty. It's gorgeous.
I would be okay if the ride halted right there. Just
leave me there
stay there, please. I just want to see.
And I'm pretty sure it's a boat ride too, so you actually are like you're out on the water with them, which is even cool.
Which makes sense about you wanting to favorite ride that you would want to ride, because living with the land being your like.
Living with the Land is one of my favorite rides. It's especially during Christmas time because they decorate all the lights. What would be your dream park? Probably Tokyo Seas?
Yeah, Tokyo Seas for sure. I think just because I want to see. I mean, I want to go to Tokyo. Tokyo.
Tokyo.
No, Disney Paris.
Tokyo.
Yes, please.
Which that's over in California, isn't it? I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. But no, Tokyo would be cool to see.
Yes.
Not only get you go to Disney there, but you also get to go to Tokyo and eat all the food.
All the food, please. That's just what I want to do. What does Jay like to do? She likes to go and eat.
When we go to the parks, Courtney's #1 task is to make sure Jay hits all the snacks that she's been wanting.
Yep.
And if we can't get in the line for the snacks because it's too long and she doesn't want to wait, we find secondary snacks.
But we'll go to Magic Kingdom alone for the I Lava You float.
I would cut a person for the I Lava You float.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
It's we're big fans of Dole Whip, which is a huge Disney thing. Everyone loves it, but it's the pineapple Dole Whip that everyone likes. But the Lava You float is
orange.
It's orange, and it has the strawberry Fanta, and it has the
pearls.
the popping rocks. You sound like a child there too.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
That's my favorite Dole Whip.
It has to be. It has to be.
I love pineapple. It's one of my favorite flavors, but I've always been a sucker for orange.
Well, that, and the Dole Whip that they had for the Flower and Garden Festival.
Oh,
that berry one.
Yeah, the berry one. It was one of the rewards ones. That one was really good too.
Yeah, could go for that as well.
Favorite? Is there a favorite ride you want to go on if you could anywhere else?
You know me and rides.
It depends. As long as there's not a drop, she's good.
Okay, not a straight down drop. I can do slight.
Will not do Tower of Terror.
Will not do Tower of Terror. Sorry, guys. Won't do it. No, won't do it.
Well, that's a key factor because then the rides you do know, which are primarily Disney World.
Yes.
What is your favorite park?
Favorite park, Disney World? Ooh, that's such a hard one. It honestly depends on what festival's going on, because I would say Epcot all day, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I could go there just for that.
Yeah.
But the food from the festivals, like I said, I love food.
Yeah.
But I think every park has its own individual niche that I think thing that I really enjoy. But I want to say Epcot. Funny enough.
And see, a lot of people used to hate on Epcot.
Yeah.
And I generally just like going to all the parks. I don't. There's not a park I'd be like, nah, I don't want to go that one today.
No.
I would probably say I agree with you on Epcot, but my favorite park would probably be Animal Kingdom.
Really? Really?
I think the concept of why I like Animal Kingdom is because, one, I'm a huge animal person. So I always loved seeing the conservation efforts. The safari ride is always super cool to go on. The design of that park is just so pretty.
The Tree of Life. The
Tree of Life. You have how everything's like divided. It's all connected. Everything's super well kept. It's just a cute park.
It is.
But I think the first ever Disney ride that I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, was Flight of Passage, because I went on that before Cosmic Rewind and all those came out, before all the newer versions came out.
Yes.
Flight of Passage just mind-boggled me.
Huh.
And I love the visual effects, the scents, the smells, the sights, everything. Scents and smells are the same thing. Don't judge me.
I was gonna say, I was gonna touch on it, but
all
you
of
hit it first.
it was just so cool to experience, and then seeing Avatar come to life in that way, and that made me super excited when they were announcing like Batu and when they were announcing Toy Story Land, and all that in Hollywood Studios and the additions.
Hollywood Studios is that's a tough one because I love Epcot, like I just said, but Hollywood Studios is. It's a really close contender. It's funny. And if it's not a festival season, it would be a Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, Hollywood. But the funny thing is, Hollywood before all the additions, no one ever wanted to go to.
No,
which is great.
Toy Story Mania,
best ride,
hands down, best ride.
Yes, that is probably
the ride.
It's just one that you can go on. You have fun.
Competitive.
It's we're very competitive people, so that's the best part about it. But it's just no matter how many times I go on that ride, I'm always like, yeah, I had so much fun.
No matter what.
Last time we went on it, my little shooter wasn't even working, but it was so exciting because one, she beat her score.
Yes. And I kicked her butt.
Yeah, and she beat me. But it was just funny because you're just like, trying to like. I was just screaming in my little cart.
We both were. We made it sound like a thriller ride. Yeah. It's not a thriller ride. It is. Well, for us it is.
Surprisingly, the ride that I can make into a thriller ride is the alien swirling saucers.
Can vouch for that as well.
Does not like teacups. But I will go on alien swirling saucers every time.
Oh, all day, every day. Like I said.
It's the first time I ever took her on it. We were wearing shorts that were, whatever outfit we were wearing, we were sliding
super slidey.
Extra. So I would just like straight up deck her.
We were pushed around.
It was pretty bad. And then I just acted, I think I was more excited than 3/4 of the kids that were on that ride.
So going back to the rides, in Disney World itself, what would you say your favorite ride is?
Cult classic or ooh, that's hard. Favorite ride in Disney World.
Or do you want to do it by park?
I probably have to do it by park.
Let's go by park. Obviously, we know Animal Kingdom is Flight of Passage. Obviously.
For Hollywood Studios.
I know. I think I know what you're gonna say.
That's so hard.
Is it?
Yes. I love Rise of the Resistance. But Toy Story Mania is so much fun.
Yes. Star Wars.
Rise of the Resistance was it's if you are a nerd at heart, you love Star Wars. Every time you go on that ride, you're just like, wow. Toy Story Mania though has always been my favorite ride.
That's a fun ride.
I will go on that as many times as you want that day.
Oh yes.
Honorable mention would probably be Tower Terror. I love free falls, so those are my favorite types of rides.
She's nuts.
Yes.
She's nuts. Let's go
Magic Kingdom.
Because you got two new ones. You have Tron and you have Tiana's.
Yeah, I like those rides, but I don't think they'd be my favorite.
Really?
I think my favorite is Big Thunder. And Big Thunder Mountain is so aggressive, so much fun, and it's just a cool roller coaster. And it's a longer roller coaster, which is nice for being a small one. But I think Big Thunder would probably be my favorite.
What about Snow White's Mine?
Snow White's Mine is fun. I didn't like it at first when it came out. The more times I've ridden it, I've liked it more. But I still think I would pick Big Thunder over it because it's so much more aggressive.
The fact that you keep calling it Big Thunder, though.
It's not big. It's
Isn't it Thunder Mountain?
It is Thunder, but everyone calls it Big Thunder.
Big Thunder. Oh man,
it makes it sound more epic.
Big Thunder from down under. I said it. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry,
Epcot,
everyone.
Favorite ride. Living with the Land.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, it has to be Living with the Land.
If I were to say overall, definitely Guardians of the Galaxy. But if I were to pick just my favorite ride at Epcot, it would be Living with the Land.
I mean, it's really hard, though, because right now, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Rewind, is doing their holiday songs.
Yeah, they're switching the holiday.
And you really can't beat those.
Well, and the funny thing is, the first time I ever rode that ride was when it was holiday. So I was like, why is this so like Christmassy? And then I realized,
confused.
Oh, it's because they did it specifically for Christmas theme with all the songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Showdown. What's your favorite rides in Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom?
Definitely Dinosaur.
Of course.
She hates Dinosaur. Flight of Passage makes sense.
Can't stand. I love it. I'm excited to see, but those dinosaurs look a little wonky.
I mean, one's literally eating another dinosaur.
It's family friendly.
So
Animal Kingdom, I would say Flight of Passage. Epcot, I would say Guardians. I love Living on the Land just because, seeing how Disney does.
I also feel like I forced that upon you to like.
No, I've liked it before.
No, I forced upon Figment on you.
Yes, you forced Figment, which unfortunately now I'm a Figment fan, which we're going with it. I can
serenade you every Figment song.
You do. You serenade me in any ride we go on. You serenade me driving.
Yes. Oh, that's true. Hollywood Studios, what's your favorite?
Hollywood Studios. Um, mm, that's a hard one because I love Toy Story Mania, but Rise of the Resistance is so good. Even though it has that drop in it, it's the aesthetics, it's the scenery, it's the way they did the set design in that ride. I mean, the stormtroopers.
Yes.
The stormtroopers. You get to see them. You get to see my brother and my people.
I do think that one that we both mutually like, and besides our favorites, I think the one that we always enjoy more than we remember is Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railroad.
Oh yes, because we have that's a cult classic.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's a cult classic.
It's just a fun one. I know everyone's sad it got replaced, the Great Movie Guide got replaced, and I know it's mixed feelings, but I think that it's just so cute, and they do the transitions between everything so well.
They do the transitions.
I think that's definitely really cool. So okay, Magic.
Ooh,
Magic's hard.
Magic is hard. Because I don't ride a lot of rides there. You know? I mean, well, it's all the originals. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Snow White's.
You did end up liking that one.
I really like that one.
Well, because the cart moves. That's the favorite part. You like that it swung on its own.
I like the fact that we can make the whole cart just shake. And I don't know why I enjoy that so much, but it just makes... Because it makes everybody in the cart, even if it's just us two.
Just giggle.
It makes everyone giggle, and then they join in on it, and then it just makes their time even more magical, and being able to make it a more magical moment even more is... It's priceless. It's the Disney magic.
It's a favorite one. I definitely understand on that. I think that...
it's cute. It's so cute.
Well, yeah, I think that it's probably one of the first rides that remade an original... princess movie and just took it into a cool concept. They made Snow White into a roller coaster. Who would have ever guessed that?
I know. I mean, out of literally every character, I would never think. I would never think.
No, but they did well with adding in the dwarves and everything. Like Snow White isn't the main part of that. It's literally the mine train, so it's about the dwarves.
The only thing I would honestly say about it is I noticed when we're walking through the queue line that it's not as interactive as I guess it used to be.
It used to be super interactive. Like all the gyms used to make noises. There used to be water that fell. But I guess it's so crazy. That there's never a time when that is not over like a 50-minute wait.
And we got it. And we waited 20 minutes. But we did go on a good day.
Yes,
we did go on a great day.
I was like, it's 30 minutes. Run.
But kind of speaking on it, we were able to get onto Tiana's. We finally were able to ride that beautiful ride. We were able to see more of what they did to Splash Mountain, and
ironically it was closed down 3/4 of the day, so as soon as we got there it was like closed, and I was like, well, we have other rides.
Yeah. And then right before we're about to leave the park,
it was open, and we sprinted over there, and no one had gone back over because they thought that was just going to be closed the rest of the day. So as soon as we got off, it was like out the thing waiting for a bunch of people.
It was over an hour wait after we got
Probably.
off. And we waited not even 20 minutes again. We got really lucky yesterday with the queue lines. I mean,
I definitely think that was a win there.
It was.
But and also we got to see all the parks are starting to decorate for Christmas.
Oh,
the only one that
Disney
hasn't.
Holidays.
Yes, Disney Holidays. My favorite Christmas theme park is Hollywood Studios. It's
beautiful.
So cute. It's just cutely done.
It's how they wrap their lights with the tree, the tinsel to make it.
Well, and they do the colorful garland and everything. You have the big dinosaur. He's always super cute. All his little little ornament that holds out of his mouth. They do the Jollywood Nights. Mickey's Not So Scary is during Halloween, and then you have Mickey's Christmas Party that's going on now as well. I do think that Disney does really well with its additional things. I do think they're a little pricey.
They are a little pricey.
I think if I were to pick between Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Holiday, I would pick Mickey's Not So Scary because you at least get to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd pick it too, but it's primarily just because I have allergies to cinnamon, and that is a killer for me. And that's
in the holidays, yeah.
That's all of their smells that they pump in.
I feel like they do more overall in like the Mickey's Not So Scary than I feel like they do in the holiday.
I feel like you're able to get a little bit more bang for your buck, especially for how expensive those tickets are. I mean, and Disney just raised their ticket prices again, which is kind of unfortunate. Understandable.
Doesn't stop them from filling other parks, though.
Never. Does it stop us from buying tickets or season passes?
No.
Absolutely not.
But I do think that, and with that, you say your favorite thing at Epcot are the festivals. You have the Arts Festival, Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, and then you have the Festival of the Holidays, which is starting like 2 weeks. It's the week of Thanksgiving.
I would say that it's the weekend of Thanksgiving.
I think it's that week. It starts like right before it, because that's when they start adding. Because Epcot's the only park that hasn't transferred over to Christmas, because they're finishing the Food and Wine Festival. Fantastic.
Has Animal Kingdom switched over yet?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Animal Kingdom's cute. They do a lot of more rustic theme.
Oh, beautiful.
And that's what I think is so cool. Each park is decorated specifically towards that park.
Yeah.
So like Animal Kingdom is very animal based, very rustic based. Epcot's very worldly, very futuristic. It has different aspects there. Hollywood is very decades based, and then Magic is just all your classic Disney.
Yeah, but speaking of the festivals, kind of going back to that, so far we've hit every one of them except for the Festival of Holidays because it's not out yet. Understandable. But so far, which one has been your favorite this year?
My favorite, hands down, is Flower and Garden Festival. Yeah, it's so they do well with all the festivals. Arts Festival has definitely built up more than it has been since its first year.
Unfortunately, we went though. It was torrential downpour.
Yeah, it was
so they weren't able to do any of the chalk art. They weren't able to have any of the arts on the walls, which is unfortunate. It was still pretty. It was fun to do. The food was fantastic.
Yeah, but the Flower and Garden Festival, they do the topiaries, they do all the flowers everywhere, they do the butterfly gardens. They have so much more. I feel like they do so much more for it. Given it's springtime, it's a new beginning, it transforms the park. It's really exciting. And that one has a lot of. They're starting to do more plant-based food during that time, which I get. Flower and Garden makes sense. But I do feel like they kind of have a bigger variety of different things to try.
They also had that tomato soup.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese.
It was a tomato bisque. It was a tomato bisque with the grilled cheese, and it came in the can. And I think that's why that festival was the best for me for food. Besides, obviously, the flowers and all the gorgeousness, it was the
food, hands down. Again, the food.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. I definitely think I like the food better. Ironically, I like the food better at the Flower and Garden than the Food and Wine. Food and Wine's cool because they have more of the countries.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, more of the countries that participate. So you have more of your thing there. This year's was a lot more fall-based food, which is interesting. Although that pumpkin ravioli was still probably my favorite. But
the pumpkin ravioli, I wish I was able to try it with those candy nuts on there.
I really think if it didn't have the nuts, though, you would have been able to try it.
Yeah. Pumpkin ravioli. Make them without the cinnamon, please, because I would love to try.
Don't just label it as spice.
please. And allspice does have cinnamon in it, folks.
Yes. But the Festival of the Holidays is really fun. I've been to that one before. It's going to be hard because a lot of it is dessert based, and that's typically when they have a lot more of that.
Live vicariously through you as long as you can eat it, and I can just watch. I'll eat all the red meat, and you just eat all of the cinnamon base.
Yeah, basically all the desserts are usually more of the cinnamon base with that added, but the regular food you'd be surprised how much of the regular food isn't fall based. It's just overall just festival of that, or festivals of that country, which is pretty cool.
Well, I'm down to sit there and people watch and eat through Disney. So
yes. But the Festival of Holidays is it's a fun one. It's underrated. A lot of people forget that it's not technically just like the Christmas. All of the countries decorate for their different version of the holiday, which is pretty cool. And then in Living in the Land, they decorate it with all Christmas lights and Christmas colors, so that's pretty cool too.
Of course.
Yeah, so I think that Epcot definitely wins as far as variety because they constantly are switching out their different events.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not a time when I don't go to the parks and don't notice something new. What did you discover on Space Mountain this weekend?
I discovered things on Space Mountain this weekend. I did.
Yes. You discovered you can see space.
Oh my goodness! I looked up, guys. If you look up and you look at the ceiling, guess what you can see?
In the queue when you're waiting for a line.
I was so distracted. I was like, I saw the people mover twice, which is very new for me.
Yes, that was.
Normally, I only see it once, but I saw it twice, and I was like, that can't be it. So what mystery did I find? I looked up, guys. I looked at the ceiling. Fun little screen. You can see space and the space station
and the moon. But yeah, we're just waiting in line. She looks up. She goes, "I didn't realize that you could see outer space from there." I go, "What did you think that it was?"
I have been on this ride at least 10 times. At least, probably more. I think it's actually been more now. It's been quite a bit.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't realize. I don't know why I never looked up. I think I actually surprised people behind me too because they also looked up and like, "Oh wow, space."
I don't think I noticed the people behind us. I just noticed that you. I was so shocked. I was like, "How did you not notice this?" You are the most notorious person for spacing out in a line and just staring at things.
I know. I notice everything around me in the surroundings. I look, I'm like, oh, that person's shoes tied like 3 rows diagonal left, back. And he's also talking about what food he wants to eat for lunch.
We did have a person behind us talking about astronauts.
Yes, aerospace engineer.
I don't know what he was doing. A fun thing we did do this time at Disney, was we, I don't know if any of you collect the little munchlings. They're basically all the characters turn into food.
So obviously, I collect them.
They're Jay's favorite thing. I never thought about that part. part.
I have almost all of the Disney food eats ears.
Yes.
I have collect the Munchlings, which are the Disney food collabs. I collect the plushies as well, the Munchling plushies. But these ones that she's talking about are little plastic guys. They're like an inch tall, and they're mysteries. And you can get things like actually, funny enough, we both got the same pack, which is very rare. We got a Mickey ice cream sandwich, and then we got a
like Timon pizza bread or something like that.
Was he pizza bread or a burrito?
I don't think he was a burrito. I just know he was a bread of some sort with like things
on him.
But we opened them opposite.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But we got to hide him around the park, which was really fun. We actually did it in all 3 parks that we went to this weekend.
There was in Hollywood, in Magic, and in Epcot. Epcotians. Citizens of Epcot.
People of Epcot. Epcot Terrans. So we also hit him inside of the Skyliners as well.
We did hide him in the Skyliner.
And the boat.
Yes, we did hide in
the
ferry heading from Magic Kingdom to the ticket center. It was pretty cool. It was harder to do than we thought because trying to do it without people seeing you to do it while you're in a line with a bunch of people around you.
And trying to record it.
And not drop it.
Because they're small. They're small. And when you get excited, guess what we do? Throw things.
But it was a lot of fun. We opened the mystery packs and then we hit some around. Our least favorite of those are the Donald and Daisy. I love Donald and Daisy. I do not like the ones that they made of them because they're technically like
seaweed.
They're seaweed and they're like they're sushi types, and it smells like rotten seaweed. It
smells horrible, and I don't know who decides these smells, but it's like the Harry Potter the
Bean Boozled things. Yes. Are you gonna get Tutti Frutti? You're gonna get barf. You don't know.
You always get grossness with these.
It was awful. The other bad one was Bambi. It's a lettuce wrap.
Oh man,
that
Bambi
one smells
bad.
awful too.
She was rough. She was rough.
But
Sadness is a
cute.
little blueberry pie.
Yes,
she's cute
with her glasses. She has the glasses on.
She's so cute.
But there's quite a few of them. We've been trying to go through and collect some of that. We have 2 rare runs so far, which was Ursula and Sadness.
Sebastian.
No, not Sebastian.
Flounder.
Fish, not crab.
Yes.
But so those are things that we've been hiding around the park slowly, and Lantern arrow. So we hide those around the parks, and it's pretty fun. And by the time we'd get wrapped around in the line, we'd look over and it's immediately gone. So hopefully that made someone's day.
Hopefully.
Unless you got the stinky ones. Sorry. Not sorry.
No, we're not. We're glad we gave them to you.
Yes, it's like a stink bomb. Just safe and not banned from the parks.
They're non-toxic.
Are they? Have you tried eating one?
No.
I have one in my bag.
I don't want
to. Okay. But that was a very fun thing to do around the park. So we'll continue to do that anytime we go, and we'll let you guys know when we do it. If you happen to ever see any of them, let us know. I don't know how many other people do that in the parks per day.
I haven't seen any of the Munchlings. I haven't seen the Munchlings. Next time I was also thinking about hiding. I have some of the plushie Munchlings. I was going to hide some of those. So if we find them, we will have our name tags on them. So go ahead and find us on social media, tag us, and let us know that you found them. Because those would be fun. That'll be happening the next trip, and we'll let you guys know when that's going to be. But so far, I mean, those parks.
I think that we're going to get really good We've got really good announcements. I think what they're going to do is going to be super fun. I definitely think all of the Disney worlds around the world.
Disney
parks in general, I think are doing really cool improvements.
We are Disney?
We are Groot. I think they're doing some really good additions to everything. It'll make everything, I think it'll definitely add to the Disney magic. I don't think they can go wrong with it. I feel like at this point with the technology we have, there's no way we can go wrong with it.
They would really have to drop the ball on the CGI and the scenery to be able to really.
Because even the animatronic that they've spent so much money on, it's very cool.
Still beautiful.
But don't do that.
Don't do that.
But in comparison, I guess the next conversation topic would be comparing Disney to Universal. That's a huge thing. So
I think that we'll be doing that next week. So if you come to our show and you like listening to us, let us know. Drop us a like. And we will definitely be talking to you soon next week about
Universal, Epic Universe, Islands Adventure, all the other things that are in competition with Disney. Throw down, fight.
And we're going to tell you about what our favorites are and what our favorite snacks are there too.
And what we're expecting for Epic Universe. They did a lot of the announcements. Lately, they've been posting a lot more things about what they're doing. We got to see the animatronics from that for Epic Universe, for the Dark Universe. So it'll definitely...
Very excited about that.
Very excited
the Ministry of Magic. I'm really excited about you. I have some high hopes.
If you're going to convert us from full Disney freaks, you got to try really hard. Yes, which is definitely exciting because it makes us excited for new announcements that are coming, if they're going to expand on that, stuff like that. But we're definitely thinking. Follow-up note on that, Comic-Con did release.
Oh, yes. Everyone, we do have an update on Comic-Con San Diego and when our open registration is going to be. So actually, not this weekend, next weekend, the 23rd. Open registration's coming back, and we have another chance, an opportunity to get tickets to go to San Diego Comic-Con. We definitely want to know if you've gotten your email. If not, check it. Go register on the portal, and so you have the opportunity to get tickets too. Come see us. Come hang out with us.
Have fun. See all the people. Hopefully, if you see me being taken out because I tried hugging Robert Downey Jr., just ignore it.
Just let it happen.
I'm going to get a signature regardless.
It's happening. She's getting it.
Hello.
Oh. We're in trouble, folks. All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for joining our madness.
We'll see you next week.
And causing more mayhem. Bye, guys.